tutorial video, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to get a signed playing card in between two jokers and then lose the card back in the deck, have both jokers disappear and turn into the signed card. It's a great little kicker if you've already got a two jokers routine. These routines are really popular. Loads of people do tricks where there are two jokers finding a signed card. So if you already have one of those routines, then the end of this will be really cool and something you can add onto it. Have the two jokers turn into one single playing card, which is their signed card. Everything's examinable at the end. Welcome to this tutorial from the Glass House. My name is Cavan. Let's get into this. So this trick wasn't part of my repertoire for quite some time, but recently I got back into doing this trick and it is really satisfying to perform. I performed it at the last gig that I did. I had previously taught this on the $5 Magic Club, so if you want to see some exclusive tutorials from me, there are currently 29 different tutorial items on there, teaching a ton of really powerful stuff that I can't teach on YouTube because it's just too good. So if you want some exclusive magic, then make sure to go to patreon.com/cavanbooth. Little plug there, little self-promotion. With that being said, let's get on to this trick, because that is why you're watching this video. So, you will need two identical jokers. They don't have to be identical, I think it's a lot better if they are, and you're also going to need the signed card. Yes, I am signing Jerry's. Whoa! Please don't freak out. Cards are meant to be used after all. So I've signed the card and we are in a position now where the card is signed. We've got the two jokers separate from the deck already and we want to lose the card in the deck. Now the idea is the jokers are in a minute going to find the card, and there are many ways you can do this. There are a ton of really great tutorials actually out there on how to lose a card and keep it on top of the deck. For the purposes of this though, I'm going to go really simple. You can use any method you want so long as the card ends up on top of the deck and appears to go somewhere in the middle. For this though, I'm not going to teach a fancy control, I'm going to keep it absolutely as basic as I possibly can. And for this, we are going to use a little move that looks like this. Looks pretty convincing, it's actually still on top. So that is the method that I'm going to use in this video. However, there are just so many methods, so many controls, and if you have a control in mind, feel free to use that. In fact, I would definitely say use that, use whatever you're most comfortable with, whatever suits your performing style. Don't let some random person on the internet change that. So we have the 7 of clubs on top, and what we're going to do is get a break under the top card, and I'll show you exactly what that looks like. So the deck is just held in mechanic's grip. We have the signed card here. We're not going to do anything with that just yet. The first move is just that, very simple. This card goes right on top, squares up with them, and you're going to do a double lift move. This is called the double turnover move, the double lift turnover. It's a really well-known bit of sleight of hand. So you're essentially going to turn the deck on top of the card, and now you're in a position where this card is the wrong way around. So I will show you that again. We have this card with the break. This card goes on top. Both cards are held as one. This is now two cards. The deck turns on top, and with my thumb I'm going to push this card off so that it comes face down, and then you're going to lose this card in the deck. That's not the 7 of clubs, but people will really think it is. You can do a bit of dribble just to sort of prove it's going in the middle. I don't know, that's a little bit of a magician cliche. You don't have to do that. Once it's lost in the deck though, you are already set, it's on top. So now you've got your signed card on top of the deck, it is time to introduce the jokers. And the jokers are going to be introduced in quite a simple way. You're going to do that same move, getting a break under the top card, bit of air between the deck and the top card. One joker is going to go on top, and the other joker is actually going to go in the little break right there. Is going to go here and trap that card like so. So you've got your break above the signed card, one joker goes on top and one joker goes underneath. And what you've done now is you've sandwiched the signed card in between the two jokers. At this point though, don't turn the jokers over because you are going to flash their signed card. You can turn this one over, not that you really need to, but this is obviously dirty now because you've loaded their signed card underneath the joker. This is all really simple stuff. The actual point of this video is not teaching this bit, it's teaching the jokers turning into one card, which we'll get to. So this point is very simple. You're simply holding the two jokers like so, and all I'm doing is just moving that card down. That is literally it. It's nothing fancy at all. So this is going to be squared up in front, and all I need to do is shake and just spread the cards, and it looks like a card has visually appeared between them. You now take this, show it, and it is the signature. It is the signed card. Okay, so now that we're past the very, very simple stuff, it's time to get to the bit that is really, really cool. These two jokers are going to turn into one card, which is this card. There's no duplicates, nothing like that. Well, the only duplicate is here, but there's no duplicate of the signed card. So if you already have a routine where two jokers end up sandwiched between, two jokers sandwich a signed card, then you're already set for this little kicker, and it's something I would recommend going and performing. So you'll notice how I ended in this position right here. This is the position you want to be in. Two jokers in one hand, a signed card in the other. And the action is that you're going to be losing the signed card in the middle of the deck. But in order to do that, you need a free hand to cut the deck. So the justification for you putting this card with the others is so that you can cut the deck. So that is the justification I use. This is really a nothing moment. You don't need to overthink this at all. The card goes on top, you reach over, you cut the deck about halfway, and now you're going to execute a move which means that the 7 does not get lost in the deck. You're actually going to lose one of the jokers in the deck, and the move I use is the second deal. So I'm actually second dealing here. I am not taking a 7, even though it looks like it. I'm actually taking a joker, and the 7 remains on top. Now sure, you can do a bottom deal, however I think with only 3 cards, a second deal is essentially a center deal because it is the very, very center card, but I think it's a lot more convincing than taking the bottom card, just in my opinion. You can use a bottom deal if you want. I wouldn't recommend it though. I'm going to use the second deal, and I would recommend you using the second deal in this instance. You've got 3 cards and you're going to do a second deal. So it feels a bit ridiculous, but it's actually really, really easy to do a second deal. And if you don't know the second deal, then you can learn it right here on YouTube for free. I did a tutorial which people seem to find very helpful. You can go and search that if you don't know how to do the second deal. So just going from the beginning of this little moment, you've got the deck normal, 7 in one hand, jokers in the other. You've just finished a revelation. And maybe that's an applause moment, maybe it's not, maybe a tiny bit of a sort of reaction going on here. You've just done an effect, the 7 has appeared between the jokers, you display the cards, people might think that that's the end, but you want to sort of act as if that's not the end. So you want to quite quickly drop the 7 on top of the jokers and cut the deck. And then you return to the cards, you second deal, apparently the 7 goes in the middle, and you say, look, we'll lose the 7 back in the deck. And that's very loose. That's just a sort of casual, it's lost in the deck. And here's where the convincer comes in. This is why I think you should have identical jokers, because I'm going to do this move right here that apparently displays the 2 jokers. At no point do I go, look, here are the 2 jokers. That's just weird. They can see it's 2 jokers, don't do that. All you're going to do is with obviously the joker on the bottom, and this card here, which used to be the top card, that's still there. You've got 2 cards remaining. The joker is already on the bottom. You're already set at this point to do a very, very classic move, which is this. You're going to turn this over, flash that joker on purpose, then drag across the top card, then flash that same joker again, and put it down. But when done at speed, no one's going to question that they've seen the same card twice. That doesn't happen. You're just going to flash, take, flash, down. That's it. It's just a quick moment. It takes about 2 seconds, and it just convinces people that these 2 cards are the 2 jokers. You don't need to say that because that's too obvious. Don't say it, just show it, okay? Show, don't tell. If you say it, it's like you're over-proving something, and then people are going to be suspicious. So with the joker on the bottom, just resetting, you show, we're done. Now the 7 is on the bottom, and ideally you don't want that. So you can do one more little move like that, just to prove there are 2 cards. You just sort of, so we've got the 7 on the bottom, I'm losing track now. I'm doing it so many times. You don't normally do it this many times, you do it once. So with the 7 on the bottom after doing the show, you just spread them once more and together, and you just swap them round. You don't say, look, only 2 cards, that's just weird, but you can just show them like that. And then you're ready to do a little vanish move like this. You take the 2 cards, you drop them, and they turn into the 7, and you are left in this position right here. Obviously, I am taking away one of the jokers. That's the only way that you can end up with one card. You're going to riffle once to get a tiny little break. Don't know if you can even see that. Tiny little bit of air. So that these two cards now have a bit of space between them, and I just rock it forward in the hand. So instead of being where it usually is, which is sort of here, instead of being there, I just push it forwards. Now, it's not a huge thing, it's not like I'm going all the way back here. It doesn't need to be that, it's just sort of a little beat, I just square them up, and then I'm holding it over here. The attention, the focus is now on this hand. No one's going to care about the fact that you've copped away the joker. If you've got jacket pockets, you can simply go into the jacket pocket, that's quite natural. But if you've just got jean pockets, don't go for the front one definitely, and going for the back one is a little bit awkward, especially in a moment where we're so focused on these apparently two cards, these two jokers. Pretend that you don't want them to, split apart at this point, because you don't. And then you're going to hold them like this, and the way I'm holding it, all I really want to happen here is for when the card falls, for it to turn like that. And I can have this happen on top of the deck. It sort of gives it, I guess, like a little alternate explanation that doesn't really happen. Obviously, it's impossible for the switch to happen here in the open, in the act of, the card dropping. But if you want to get them to think that, it will make your own magic seem more impressive than it really is. So that's always a good thing. The way I'm dropping this, by the way, is I'm just holding it by the edges, and it is my ring finger that is under the card, so that when the card drops, it's going to bounce off that ring finger and turn over. They're expecting the two cards to come apart in this moment. So when they don't, and it's just the one, that's like a whoa! And I've had people freak out at this moment because the acting of you squaring these cards up and holding them and saying, watch the jokers. They really believe this is two cards. I've never had anyone think that this is just one card. Why would they? They've just seen two cards, they've just seen me square them up. I'm here, boom, two cards are now one. You have this great moment where you can hand that out. I have had people look at the top of the deck for the jokers, like where are they? Again, that just adds another layer of impossibility. The jokers are out of sight. Now yes, there is a joker in the middle of the deck, but no one's going to be looking in the middle of the deck. And if they find it, well, there we go. You've just added an extra element to your trick, because you can say that was where your signed card was, and now they've swapped places. I don't know, just adds an extra element. Luckily, I've never had to do that. No one ever looks for the jokers, but if they do, then you've got yourself a transposition effect with evidence of the transposition. So there we go, that is the joker trick. It is something that I really like performing. Yes, it's a little bit slight heavy, it uses the second deal and a gambler's cop or a cop of some sort. Doesn't really matter what the names are. Really hope you guys enjoyed watching this video as much as I did making this. I had a blast teaching this trick. It is a real worker and something that I hope you guys are going to add to your repertoire. Maybe perform at a gig when we get back to doing gigs. Remember gigs? Remember those things? And remember guys, if you did enjoy this video, click the thumbs up button down below. That really helps me out. And let's see if we can get 70 thumbs up on this video. I know that's a push, I don't normally get 70, but let's see if we can do that. Oh, Cavan, setting a like target. What sort of YouTuber have you become? If you want to see some more content from me in the future, then make sure to subscribe to the channel down below as well, and join this growing little bubble of magicians that we have going on here. It's great. Thanks for watching guys, and I will see you in the next episode.
I think you're gonna have to be. We're gonna have to go very